I gotta go on one. I'll give it a minute or two, see if anybody kicks in. I doubt it. Turn the red lights on. See if anybody else gets in here. Had a guy walk right out in front of me in the parking lot. Didn't look, walked right out, then waved at me when I stopped. Well, so nobody gets the wrong idea before I even start. Yes, coffee at 8 p.m. So nobody gets the wrong idea before I even start. Before I totally get into the subject, I don't have a problem with foreign truckers as long as they do the right things. Come in the country the right way. Get a CDL the right way. Follow our laws the right way. I mean, they're there for a reason. My problem is the illegals, the ones that can't speak English, the ones that don't care, don't follow the rules. They don't give a shit about anybody. What's up, Ron? How's the day going? What's going on? I'm trucking. Now that that's out of the way, if you see that guy in Florida, there are 1.6 million bleeding hearts that want his sentence lightened. It's absolutely ridiculous. He killed 3 people, not following the laws. And after killing 3 people, he stood there like he didn't fucking care, like it was an inconvenience to him. That's ridiculous. To all the bleeding hearts that want his sentence lightened, what if that was your family? Your uncle, your cousin, your other. I mean, what if that was your family? Would you still feel the same way? He was here illegally. Did not follow the rules. It's not that he didn't know any better. He didn't care. That's the problem. They don't care. And if 1.6 million sounds like a lot, which kind of does, but it's less than 0.5% of the population of the U.S. So there's a lot of bleeding hearts. There ain't that many of you. You want to come in and type? Do it the right way. Learn our language so you can read our signs and follow our rules. But enough ranting about that guy. Here's more food for thought. Okay? All of these illegals are over here. You want to know what they're hauling? A lot of them are hauling your food. And they're from countries that don't like us very much. What's to stop some kind of attack happening to our food system? Not exactly the people I want carrying my food. It's something a lot of people need to think about. They don't like us. And they're just over here doing what they can to take what they can from us. And I see I got 37 people in here. How's everybody's evening going? Anybody know why I got the red lights? There's red lights for a reason. It's not just to look cool. Give me a minute or two. There's a lot of problems in this country, in the trucking industry. And it's gotten worse with the more illegals coming in. I've been doing this a long time. My mom taught me how to drive. No, my mom and dad taught me how to drive, but mainly my mom, because she's the only one that had the patience to deal with teaching me how to drive. But I've been learning how to run rigs since I was not old enough to drive yet, learning how to run them. And I can tell you, the way it is out here now, it has not been that way. It's not the industry I grew up in. And it's not what it was like at all. There's a lot of problems, a lot of traffic. Here's something to think about. How many of you drive and run into construction that's down to one lane and it's backed up for 45 minutes, an hour? There was one back road I went around that was backed up over 2 hours. Yep, Sarah got it. Red lights don't blow out the night vision. A lot of times you get to those backups. What started that backup? And I've seen this more than once myself. With the e-log system we got now, a trucker get into the construction, and if he's slowed down and backed up, it comes up to a jam. He'll flip his e-log over to his 30-minute break. As long as he don't break 5 miles an hour on the speedometer, it won't automatically kick Z-log into driving. They get into that slow lane and they will creep through there to get their half an hour break to keep on driving. And that helps mess everything up. There's a lot of them that can't read the signs, don't know to move over before they get up to it. I mean, you come up to them, some of them, they say, all trucks use left lane. You'll see a whole bunch of trucks hammering in the right lane. Half of them are flip-flops and the rag on the head. The turbine suburbans ain't the only problem. There's a lot of, well, what the hell is that kind of, the one that's up there right now. I don't know. Yeah, I'll come back to that because it's not But the Turban Suburbans ain't the only problem. There are other countries over here. There's Russians over here illegally driving. Ukrainians. There's a lot of Ukrainians over here that can't speak English. And they're here illegally driving just as well. And these guys are all screwing up our industry because they're over here working for way less than the American drivers were, so they can cut the rates and take all the freight. So it's screwing everybody's in the trucking industry over. And then they don't follow the laws. And like I said, you know, there's countries with terrorist organizations that do not like us at all over here hauling our food. You have to think about that. And they're out here causing wrecks. They don't care about anybody. I mean, just looking at the expressions of the guy in Florida, looking after a wreck. If I'd have killed 3 people in an accident or I screwed up, I would be torn up. I would be a mess. I wouldn't be standing there expressionless and not give a shit. Every day I come out here, I tell my wife it's a game of Russian roulette. I might come home, I might not. Because anymore, you never know. I get run off the road so much, it's not funny. Guys running into my lane, not looking, screwing around. Then you come up next to them and they got their friggin' curtain pulled to the front of the window way up here, so you can't see them. But you think they can see that mirror? I mean, they've taken their blind spots that are already huge, pull a curtain 3/4 of the way up the door, and make that blind spot even bigger. Something definitely needs to be done. I can see my participation has dropped down. I'm down to 3. Look at the whole situation and say he didn't know what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He didn't care. They don't care. Think about your family and if it was yours. But I've been on here for 15 minutes. Hey, you guys have a good evening.